or liking or reposting extremist views on social media. Pentagon issues rules aimed at stopping rise of extremism, warning that extremism in the ranks is increasing. Pentagon officials are issuing detailed new rules prohibiting service members from actively engaging in extremist activities. So what does this mean? Jason and everybody else who's going free, been warning you, right? Been warning you. Don't use certain titles. Don't go out and like the edgy memes and things like that. For years, right? We've been warning you not to do that. Don't create the edgy, this is what people call the edgy memes, which means just acting like the villain in the anti-white narrative, right? We've been saying, don't do that. Well, they've been keeping tabs on you. And they even now giving a heart to one of these memes where you're playing the villain, where somebody's playing the villain, some of this just disgusting racial epithets and everything. That's enough. Warning that extremism in the ranks is increasing. It's always increasing. Remember in the anti-white narrative, this rise to the Fourth Reich is always happening. It's always there. It's always growing. They always need more money and more rules and more invasive policies and more deference from white people and more victimization of white people and more white erasure from the town square of everything that we built and created and ripping the pages out of the history. They always need more because it's always on the rise. Pentagon officials in what? Colonoscopy? Their heads are always up each other's asses. Pentagon officials issued detailed new rules Monday prohibiting service members from this nanny state likes nothing more than writing a bunch of new rules. From prohibiting service members from actively engaging in extremist activities. Well, what does that mean? What they refer to as extremist activities, far bigger definition than you would give it, has been forbidden for a long time. So this is a further dilation on what they consider extremist activities, all the way to clicking like or share. The new guidelines come nearly a year after some current and former service members participated in Patriots Day. Of course, they call it something else, the U.S. Capitol, triggering a broad department review. Could you imagine like the feathered boas at the Pentagon that these people were wielding when they walked into to have the review? Don't talk, you naughty little soldier boy. Can you imagine? I mean, this is not the Aryan man's, as the old terminology used to go. Way of doing things. According to the Pentagon, fewer than 100 military members are known to have been involved in substantiated, fewer than 100. They have so terrorized people that they have less than 100 out of the entire military that said, I'm going to disagree. So less than 100 in the past year. But they warned that the number may grow, of course, given recent spikes in domestic violent extremism, particularly among veterans. And then you hear the whole crowd of morons that'll start saying, they're going to come to our rescue. They're going to save us. Don't you know how many veterans there are out there? Remember when the pants pisser and his red helmeted ass puppet was with him? And they were talking about how the veterans are going to come out and they got all the guns. Well, what would happen if like the government were to pull up with like a dump truck full of M60s, fully auto, et cetera, and just maybe dump it in the hood? What then? Well, just piss your pants and shut up. So what was that again about? The military will come? Officials said that the new policy doesn't largely change what is prohibited, but is more of an effort to hunt people down. Actually, it says, make sure troops are clear on what they can and can't do. That's all. They're just trying to be friendly. While still protecting their First Amendment right to free speech. What a joke. You can talk as long as you agree with us. That's what they say. And for the first time, it is more specific about social media. The new policy lays out in detail the banned activities, which range from advocating terrorism. Oh, yeah. That's really what they're concerned about. Advocacy of terrorism. Now, what they're really concerned about, what really happens is people saying, I'm not so sure I agree with everything you want to do here with white erasing. I'm not so sure. Or supporting the overthrow of the government. Boy, those laws have been on the books for, well over 100 years. Or rallying on behalf of an extremist group. Rallying on behalf of an extremist group, or liking or reposting extremist views on social media. So rallying on behalf of an extremist group, what does that mean? All you got to do is like their comments, agree with their memes, repost their villainy role playing garbage. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.